The film starts with a house around evening time. The proprietors, Larry and Gina Wharton, William Prarell and Diane Ayala Goldner, get back home from an evening of drinking. While Gina goes upstairs, Larry remains down the stairs to peruse some mail. Notwithstanding, he finds that the lights don't work. Gina calls out for him, thus he surges higher up. In their room, they track down a major red box. Larry accepts one of the laborers must have left it. The case unexpectedly moves. Larry opens the case and is stunned to view as what's inside. A hand out of nowhere connects and snatches Larry. After the initial credits, we see another two-story house having some development. Among the specialists are an exterminator and a man named Arkin, Josh Stewart. Michael requests Arkin to complete the process of putting bars on the windows today. While outside, Arkin smokes a cigarette while setting up the excess bar. After he gets done, Michael pays Arkin for his work and tosses in some extra for Arkin's little girl Cindy. Afterward, at home Arkin and his wife Lisa go to the kitchen, where she asks him for the cash. Incidentally, Lisa owes cash to predatory lenders, and the cut-off time is this evening. Arkin vows to get the cash for her obligation by 12 p.m. Arkin calls Roy and needs to promptly see him. They meet at an unpleasant strip club and talk inside Roy's vehicle. Michael is a gem dealer, and has an important gem concealed in a safe. The family is away now, and he wants Roy to pay him this evening. Roy at last consents to the course change and permits Arkin. Arkin drives back to the house around evening time, and we see that the house is in no place. He puts on a cover and snatches his instrument sack. As he sneaks towards the house, he is unexpectedly gone after by a recently positioned canine. Arkin picks the lock to the indirect access of the house. He enters and everything appears all good. He goes higher up to the main restroom and lifts the mirror up, realizing that it covers the safe. He removes his veil and begins to break the protected when he hears somebody first floor. The gatherer, an exceptional who wears a dark cover, locks the secondary passage and begins to come higher up. He returns to the main washroom and deals with the safe again when he hears shouting through the vent. Arkin conceals his sack and goes to see what's happening. He sees that the authority snatched Michael and took him to the cellar. Arkin, having seen the entire thing, chooses to call 911. At the point when he puts it to his ear, it wounds him. He attempts to go to one more entryway by the lounge area. However, he cuts his face on secret dangerously sharp wires tied across the room. He understands that there are a few snares concealed around the house. He turns on the light and sees that Michael has been attached to a seat. He's more crimson than previously, having been tormented with profound slashes all around his body and feet. Victoria is in the cellar also. Jill is out with her sweetheart, and he couldn't say whether Hannah is still in the house or not. Michael lets him know that he has a firearm in the protected higher up and gives him the mix. Arkin has Michael calm down and goes into the other room, where he finds Victoria tied to a bath. She likewise has conduit tape stuck over her eyes. Arkin eliminates a gag from her mouth and quiets her down. He says that he'll track down Hannah and save them, however she needs to help him. Arkin snatches a paper clasp and slips into the storm cellar once more. When there, he finds that Michael has been hung topsy-turvy and killed. He goes to the next room and liberates Victoria from the bath, utilizing the paper clasp to pick the cuffs. However, the gatherer views as her and over cuts her in the chest, making her tumble down the steps into the cellar. Arkin conceals under a work area as the gatherer hauls the still-alive Victoria back to the tub. Arkin utilizes the amazing chance to get away from back higher up. Jill and her beau Chad, Alex Feldman, are messing around in Chad's vehicle. Jill and Chad go inside the house and keep on wasting time, neglectful of the multitude of traps around them. They go to the kitchen, where Chad rips Jill's pullover open and removes her bra. Arkin sneaks ground floor and slithers under the lounge area table. Jill at last notification the authority close by and becomes frightened. The authority prepares his blade and approaches the couple. Arkin finds that Jill has been attached to the flight of stairs with point wire. However, she goes ballistic and gets the scissors from the kitchen. A snare tosses her across the room and she is skewered by stowed-away spikes behind a projector screen. Arkin goes higher up, eliminates the sheets from a window, and punches the glass out. He bounces to the cold earth and begins to take off when he thinks back and sees Hannah shouting out for him in a window. He then, at that point, sees the authority advancing towards Hannah, having heard her shouts. Arkin runs back to the house, however the authority arrives at Hannah first. He corners her on the flight of stairs, however Arkin appears and gun whips him. He conveys,